right, welcome to another episode of Fight Night Chicago podcast, coming to you live from the #1 combat sports bar in Chicago, Standard Bar and Grill. Whether it's UFC, WWE, boxing, they got it all here. PFL.
Yo,
make you guys check
come
it
on.
out. Make you guys check it out. Right here in Wicker Park, one of the best bars in Chicago. Make you guys check them out.
We had an event here. Was it a month and a half ago?
Yeah.
Well, hope you guys made it out to that. But that event was amazing. We had fighters come out. We had prospecting fighters come out. We had giveaways. We had all the fun stuff. Just keep an eye out, man. Like, share, subscribe. You know how it goes over here. Fight Night Chicago. We bring the best fighters in the city.
We do.
What do we got right here, man?
Man, we got a big prospect coming out right now. We got the future PFL fighter coming up, and we got a big EFN as well too. So
Yes,
fighting
sir.
EFN. So we got shout out EFN.
Hey, we can't stop. We can't say anything without giving a shout out to EFN.
Yeah,
They invited us out. Man, they had me and Gracie ringside. I had to sweat, bro. The sweat was right there. It was dropping on us. I was like, what the hell is this? And then they let us go to the backstage.
Yeah.
Backstage, we can talk to the fighters. If you see us around at the EFN events, feel free to reach out. You know, we love connecting with everybody. With that being said, man, you mentioned it. We got the next up and comer, man.
Yep.
We got the next guy on the bright lights representing the Midwest. We got Valanti 300 Atsas.
How's it going, fellas?
Come on,
Thanks for
man.
having
How
me,
you feeling?
Man, we're excited to have you on.
Yeah, dude. We were at EFN. Your poster goes up. Everybody gets quiet, and they're just listening to you. They're just listening to it, man. They know that what's coming up is you. You're next. PFL is a big opportunity for you, man. How do you feel? Feel good?
I feel great, man. It's just like, one of those things where you've been dreaming all your life for something to happen, and you've been working like over half my lifespan to kind of get there, and then now it's like every day I wake up, I thank God, and I'm like, man, it's not a dream no more.
Yeah.
Like, it's going down. It's about to happen. I've been preparing my whole life for this moment, and it's gonna be here in 27 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a month, dude. It's like, it's crazy.
That's my sister's
27
birthday
days.
too. So shout out to my sister. It's her birthday today too.
we had the chance to go last year too.
Yeah,
when
last
PFL
year.
comes out. If you guys got a chance, first of all, link in his bio to buy directly for the PFL event. We'll make sure we tag you and throw everything on there. Buy the tickets through his link. He is promoting for his fight, man. It's coming up. That's just how it goes in the city, man. The fighters got to represent. If you got a pro fight coming up, hit us up, man. We contact all the fighters in the area. We make sure that we handle business out here for the city. We represent everybody and anybody that throws on those gloves, gets in that cage, gets in that ring. We got you guys, because city of Chicago, Midwest area, all that stuff, that's us. With that being said, man, let's get to know you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Let's get to know you, brother, because you, like we're telling everybody, this event is going to be crazy. We can't wait to see it happen. Early childhood, man. How was it growing up, man? How that environment happen and shape you early on to decide that you want to be a professional fighter?
So growing up, I'm a Midwest kid, probably just like you guys. I grew up in Northwest Indiana, in a place called Crown Point, Indiana.
Oh, yeah.
I went to Maryville High School, which my dad was born in Greece. He came to this country when he was 7, went back when he was 18, and then came back again to stay. And then my mom was born from a strong Greek family, and she's a first generation Greek American.
Gotcha.
So growing up, I always grew up in this this cross world between Greece and America, but I'm not born and raised in Greece, but I'm not just like an American kid. I've always kind of like had my own dynamic, which was being a Greek American. And being a Greek American growing up, you learn like certain values that you kind of instill for your whole life. And some of those values are being hardworking, blue collar, very disciplined when it comes to, work, providing for your family, and being very disciplined in your faith. We're Orthodox Greek Christians. Always grew up going to church. I always grew up like on this regiment schedule, which was 5 days a week, American school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like every typical Greek pretty much does. If you're not in a diner, my cousins and my uncles had bridge painting. My other cousins and uncles, they owned like automotive shops. Yeah. So everything was kind of like family, business, education, faith, and I just grew up on this hardworking, nonstop, but very like family communal, like community.
Yeah.
And that's actually a perfect segue to the next question, because what you've been so busy, like when did you start fighting?
For my cousins, like I was like kind of like a bigger, huskier kid growing up, and they would call me Sumo. And then like if I pull up baby pictures or kid pictures, I'm always like doing like a karate thing. And then I remember going to my first karate class at the YMCA when I was 7 years old. And my mom and my uncle took me, and I fell in love with it. They made me spar on the first day. Like
First day sparring?
Huh?
First day sparring?
First day. They made me get on the mat, spar. Like, I was probably getting my butt kicked, but like I didn't care. I was having fun, you know. And I was like, Mom, I love it. Like I found my home, this and that. And then my mom read some freak accident in the paper, like the weekend after that.
Yeah.
Some kid got kicked in the right spot in Florida at a karate dojo.
Yeah.
It might have been Taekwondo or something. And that was it. My mom pulled me out. I never went back. And then...
How old were you when that happened?
I was like 7 years old.
7 years old? Okay.
So fast forward later, I'm playing all these sports, and I'm playing soccer, and I'm playing basketball, and... my mom's brother, my other uncle, was like a big football guy growing up. And he's like, you're built for football. You're built for contact. Like, and I was like, maybe. And then there was like Pop Warner signups.
Okay.
And then I was like, Mom, I want to go play Pop Warner. She's like, no, you're not doing it. So I was being sneaky, and I called my uncle. I was like, hey, Mom's not letting me play football. Dude, he called my mom, and he went off on her. He's you gotta let the kid, he wants to play, let him play, like, let him see if he's good. I have a feeling he's gonna be really good. So I went to go sign up for Pop Warner. I was too heavy, so they took me to a different league to where I had a black stripe on my helmet, and I could play, but if I picked up the football, then it's automatic down because I was too big to play. So then that carried on through high school, and then I played at Maryville High School, and that's kind of like where my athletics really started taking off. I was like most athletic in middle school because I played all the different sports, and then I kind of winded it down in high school. I was captain of my football, one of the 4 captains of Maryville High School. We went to semi-state twice. So I came from a really strong football program.
Right.
Tried to play college football. It didn't end up working out. And then I was just kind of like stuck in limbo. And like me and my friends would always get together and watch the fights. And I remember watching like George St. Pierre when I was growing up.
GSP.
And George St. Pierre. I remember watching Thiago Alves and all those guys. And then I remember watching young Vitor Belfort at 21 years old. Like all the pride fights with Fedor. I used to watch a lot of K1 with Mike Zambides, who was like the Greek Mike Tyson.
Oh, you were versed.
I was glued to YouTube. And me and my friends would just crowd around the computer. A lot of my friends were like big WWF fans at the time. So like they would have like Raw and stuff, and like I watched it. We turned into like Brock Lesnar, F5, and, Randy Orton, and so we were always like, I was always obsessed, and I was like, I just knew in my mind that like I'm gonna do that one day. It was just like a matter of when. My main thing at that point was like football, and then after football didn't work out, I was kind of stuck in limbo, kind of going through like a depressive state. College football didn't work out. We needed help at the family business. We didn't have enough workers. My parents were divorced at the time. So then I came back home. I left college football at a junior college. And then, I remember watching, you guys ever watch Spartacus?
I haven't seen it in full, but I've seen it.
I've seen parts of it.
So I was like going through this depressive state to where I just sat on the couch and watched Spartacus, and I was like, I need to get on and do something here. Like my prime hasn't even happened yet. Like I need to get rolling. And then my cousin called me up to go try out this gym. He goes, hey man, my buddy's opening up a gym. I'm going to do a cardio class. It's like cardio kickboxing. He's really good. He used to train up with me and coach at Miguel Torres' gym.
Okay.
But now he's opening up his own. So I went there, dude, and I've been there to this day, like 15, 16 years ever since.
Talk to us about that gym, man.
Yeah.
We're right into it. That's your home gym, correct?
Yeah, it's my home gym. Maxim Gym.
Okay.
We're located in Hobart, Indiana.
Okay.
It's a Carlson Gracie affiliate.
Okay.
Yep. Legit. As legit as it gets.
Yeah, it is.
Carlson Gracie affiliate, and then I've been training there ever since with my head coach Armando Reyna.
Okay.
I'm now, as of last year, right before the year ended, 2025, one of his first black belts. I'm like third or fourth black belt from Maxim Gym.
Okay.
And which kind of gets me into like the Carlson Gracie legacy. We're affiliated with Carlson Gracie. I've been cross-training at Carlson Gracie headquarters in Logan Square ever since I started at Maxim, because we always were told like we have the opportunity to train there.
Why not?
And then I just like kind of went all in at a young age, and then I was like the only kid, like, 21 years old, driving back and forth from Chicago, training. And then that's where I met my other coach, Andre Medice, who's also he's my head Muay Thai coach, also Carlson Gracie black belt. So that's just kind of where I built my basis on Maxim Gym, fighting out of Maxim Gym, and then cross training with Carlson Gracie headquarters under Andre Medice, and then occasionally training with Carlson Gracie Jr. and the jiu-jitsu aspect, and going to visit. So yeah, man, that's just kind of how I got started. I made my amateur MMA debut at 21 years old, 2024.
Who was that with?
It was with a promotion called United Combat League.
Okay.
Yeah, and I ended up being an amateur champion for them. I fought kickboxing as an amateur, and then I moved on to become a pro champion, 4-time pro champion in 2 promotions, mostly for EFN.
Yeah.
And then I fought for 11. It was a promotion called 11. They only had one event. They were supposed to have a second event in Florida. I don't know if they did, but that was in Oakbrook at the Compass Arena.
Okay.
So 2-time professional champ in 2 promotions, and then I've fought for EFN 3 times for the pro title.
Okay.
So yeah, man, I'm like at this point I'm like 30, around almost 30 fights in between amateur MMA, kickboxing, and professional MMA. And a lot
Don't
of
mess with him.
I competed a lot.
30 fights.
Plus you're sparring.
Yeah.
You're sparring for the first day, remember?
Yeah.
Since day one. Since day one, dude.
Yeah,
it's just, it takes a special mind to like accept that this is what they want to dive into, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know why like I was so obsessed with just being the strong, like, Dragon Ball Z, man, I don't know if you guys are fans.
That's my favorite anime.
I would literally sprint from the school bus to get home just to watch the intro.
Yeah.
And just like, I was super into like Dragon Ball Z, comic books, Spider-Man. Like Saturday mornings were the best. I feel bad for the kids now, man. They don't have it.
Yeah, they don't. They don't.
Had it.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
They have everything instantly. There's a whole different conversation with like the iPad and stuff like that. But I feel like your childhood definitely shaped how you wanted to address things as an adult, which is nice, because that's like how that's like a lot of us now.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I was right there with you. I loved the Saturday mornings as a kid growing up, and it's nice to sort of look back and think about that. And you're right, it's not as accessible for these kids as much anymore. But what is accessible is jiu-jitsu, boxing, all these different things that are happening around the city and around the Midwest area. And I think it's important to highlight that for all the parents out there. Take your kid to the first class. First class is free. Karate, jiu-jitsu, boxing, anything like that. It sort of helps them develop themselves. And I feel like it's a very much something that gets some negative stigma towards it. But we got pros here now that like that's what they do, because this is just the game that they're playing. It's pretty impressive.
I just think that there's such a negative stigma on martial arts.
Yeah.
Because they think of it as like animals in a cage. But like what people don't understand, and a lot of parents, is like when you're teaching your kids to do something, it's a skill.
Yep.
Yeah.
And obviously not everybody is going to fight. I think it's like less than 1% of the world population. Like even if they have the ability, they won't.
Yeah.
Because you just got to have, like, it's just something you have that you don't. But like from a self-defense perspective.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just feel like we can't shield the kids too much, because what if something happens?
Yeah.
Like, knock on wood, nothing happens. But what if the 1% is your kid?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I don't know. I just feel like when I was growing up, my parents didn't really know anything about sports. They just knew like how to work and make a living. And I didn't have anybody to show me. Like I figured out everything on my own, and hence why I'm making my PFL debut at like 34 years old. Like ideally, that's not the window, but everyone's on their own clock.
Everybody's got their journey, man.
And it's just like, you know, for the kids now, they have such an opportunity. Like, take that iPad away from them, man. You know, take the phone away. Go put them in a gym. Let them learn how to defend themselves. Make them stick it out. And when they're older, they're going to have the freedom to do whatever they want anyway. You know, but at least teach them a skill. Teach them how to defend themselves. And make them do something difficult. Make them do something hard.
Yeah, Gracie does a good job with that, too. Like, she has her son in karate. Gracie, you got your son in kickboxing, right?
Kickboxing and jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu, right? Your son,
Jiu-jitsu.
Dylan? Jiu-jitsu.
We were talking about that.
He does it at Arctic
Training
So
Center.
she does a really good job with her son, Dylan, and he's on the iPad. He goes to his training and does that, too. So that makes a lot of sense when you say something like that, because, yeah, so that's always a good thing. So that's a good point you made. And also, too, I saw you went back to your old high school.
So I went back to my old elementary school.
That's pretty cool.
That was this past Friday.
Yeah, I saw that. That was big time.
One of my good buddies who I met like just walking through the mall, we actually went to the same high school. And he works at where I went to elementary school, and he invited me to come for career day because ever since we met, we kept in contact, and he started coming to my fights. So he invited me to come for career day to present to the kids, but he didn't even know I went to elementary school there.
Oh, okay.
Which is like kind of like
full
crazy.
circle moment.
It's like, man, when he told me, I was like, this is fate. You know what I mean? Like I went through kindergarten through 4th grade here. Full circle, 34 years old now. Like, I'm about to make my PFL debut.
That's huge.
Like, I'm going to go present to these kids. And then I went to Iddings, man, and the kids, like, they loved it.
I saw.
That was amazing. Had some of my buddies that I played high school football with reached out to me yesterday. He's like, hey, man, are you teaching kids? I was like, I didn't even know he had a kid. He's like, dude, my son said he saw you there and he wants to train with you now. I'm trying to tell my son that we played football together and like we were boys. And he's like, no, Dad, you don't know him. He's like a real MMA fighter. He's like, kid, what are you talking about? Like, we were together every day.
You never
for like
know
4
who
years.
turned out to be somebody. You never know.
Dude, I'm like, I'm cracking up. I'm like, dude, after the fight, like, I'll be more than happy to like train your kid. You know what I mean? Because I work with kids, and it's awesome, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's awesome. Sometimes I love working kids more than adults.
I feel like they're you know,
they want to learn.
They want to learn. They're sponges too. They absorb everything, man. And it's just like that's how people like really fall in love with the sport and really fall in love, because there are some people that have been doing the larger MMA base that are like 24, 25 now. They grew up watching all these big promotions. They know that it's a real thing. It wasn't like, you know, with our generation where it was starting up and it was viewed as something so negative for a long time. They grew up and they see like these are professional fighting promotions, and these is what you can do if you sort of develop yourself early. And it's pretty nice to see that your gym is doing that. Let's see that you're working with the kids and all of that stuff, because that is definitely the future of how the sport is going to do. Because it can be seen so negatively. You're hitting someone, hurting someone. Well, no, you're sort of defending yourself at the same time, right? And you never know when you can use this kind of stuff. It's important.
Right. Yeah. I just like the one thing that I love about it is, and this is with all ages. It could be kids. It could be people my age. A lot of my clients that I train, because I work at a gym in Munster, at a class UFC gym in Munster, and that's my workplace. And then I train and still coach out of the other two gyms that I work at, or that I train at. But just the confidence in people, man.
Yeah.
Like, I get one kid 1 day a week, he's 8 years old, and he's the only kid that I'll drive 40 minutes out of the way for, even if I just have like one session lined up, because his face lights up every time he's in the room.
Yeah, it means a lot.
You know? And if I ever tell him to, like, hey, you know, pay attention, he like doesn't get upset. He's just like, okay, you know, and he just like, he leaves with the biggest smile on his face. So it's just like stuff like that. Like, not everybody's gonna be a fighter. They don't have to be a tactical killer, but like, if I can instill like a little bit of confidence in somebody, then it's all worth it.
Yeah, it does a lot.
Yeah. So, Marco.
Do you offer private trainings?
Yeah, I offer private training. I teach fitness classes.
Okay.
I teach beginners jiu-jitsu out of Maxim Gym. So yeah, private training and all that stuff is offered. Classes are offered. If you have any questions or, you know, want to come try my class, just let me know. Hit me up on Instagram or Facebook. Instagram is V300. If you look me up on Facebook, it's just my first name and last name, Valanti Atsas.
We'll make sure to add that.
Yeah, we'll put everything
wherever we
at the
drop
bottom,
everything,
for
we'll make
sure.
sure you tag you and share everything out so that everybody can sort of get to know you, because we don't got a lot of fighters in the area getting this much spotlight. Yeah, and it's a shame that it's like up to you to make sure that you sort of highlight yourself, because you're a great fighter. You're working with a great promotion with EFN right now. Obviously, you're gonna have your PFL debut. How hard is it to sort of develop that sort of mindset of showing yourself off to the whole community? Because what we want out of this, we want everybody watching this to go ahead, grab that PFL ticket right there, man. Grab that PFL ticket, go watch this fight live, man, because live fighting is different, dude.
It is.
People will watch it on TV, they'll watch the clips on YouTube, but there's nothing like being in the, like, seeing the stage from your eyesight and just seeing it happen live.
Seeing the lights and everything. It's a different animal.
Absolutely.
With that in mind, man, we're gonna talk about the bright lights. EFN, man. How did that get started with you?
Man, shout out to EFN, man. Shout out to EFN. Shout out to Jesse Nunez and Rob Tavar and Matt and all those guys who make EFN what it is, because they really put the fighters out there. And they really give us the reach and exposure that we need. Because, like, when you talk about a promotion, like, first of all, when you talk about MMA, like, do you do UFC? You know, do you do It's like, I do MMA.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, when they like go out of their way to broadcast those networks and to get us out there, you know what I'm saying? It's like everything for us, because now people are looking at us and they're like, oh man, these guys are good. You know what I mean? It's just like, but you need that kind of platform to put you out there, not just like a show that wants to sell tickets, make money for that, pay everybody off, and be done.
You're right.
Like, EFN really goes out of their way
to developing people,
to develop people, give us the views. Like, I remember my last title fight, like, they just posted a video of them raising my hand, and I got like 10,000 views in a week. And I didn't even do nothing but besides share it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, it is.
So what happened with EFN, I took an amateur title fight on short notice. Against Tyler Scott, who we fought once as amateurs and once as pros. Awesome dude, by the way. Great martial artist. But I took the fight on short notice, and my first fight with EFN, believe it or not, guys, I lost decision in an amateur title fight. And then from there, I was like, you know, I fought at the UIC forum. I fought at the UIC forum.
That's a nice building.
That is.
Took the fight on short notice, and I was like, I'm an amateur. I want to take a tough fight. I want to fight for a title. Came up a little short, and then I started working with EFN ever since. And then I made my pro debut with them. I believe it was 2014.
They've been around that long? I didn't know that.
Wow, yeah.
They've been around for a long time.
Yeah, they've been
Okay.
around. They've been around for a minute.
2014. I fought for the amateur title again after the lockdown.
Okay.
Man, that must have affected you.
And,
Like your
yeah.
time, you're losing so much
Yeah.
time during that time.
I was with EFN. I even made a little bit of history in Gary, Indiana, where my parents grew up, which is super cool. Where Michael Jackson and the
Yeah.
Jackson
Yeah.
5 grew up. I don't know if you guys know that. He grew up
Yeah.
in Gary,
Yeah,
Indiana.
from Gary, yep.
You know, the home of the like U.S. steel mills and like blue collar work.
Yep.
Which brings me to like a very like sentimental place, because my family, like when they came from Greece to work, like everybody migrated to Gary.
Yeah.
So with
You want to be with people that make you feel comfortable,
Yeah.
especially when you're migrating like that. Definitely.
even the mayor of Gary was at my fight, like
Oh,
sitting
man,
front row.
that's huge.
I fought at the Gary Railcast Stadium.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was the first MMA event they ever had at the Gary Railcast Stadium, and they put the cage outside on the mound in the middle of the summer. It was June, I believe.
Okay.
And I was the first one to main event in Gary, Indiana at the Railcast Stadium. Won that. Continued fighting for EFN, and then I made history again with EFN last November.
Okay.
Hard Rock Casino, Gary, Indiana, first MMA event.
Mind
And,
you, we mentioned it earlier. We went there for this past event. Amazing. The lights, the setup, everything's professional. Everything's professional through
the
them.
one this past one.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, the past
Yeah,
one.
Yep.
yeah. I was there. I was in
Yep.
front row. Cage
The
side.
next one's in August, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the next one's in August. So keep an eye out for those links. August 7th. August 7th. We'll be there. We'll be there in house. We'll make sure we get
Yep,
photos.
we'll
And
If you
share.
want to catch real good local MMA, go check out Elite Fight Night at the Hard Rock Casino. I went last time, the first time as a spectator, not competing, and man, I loved it.
Yeah.
It was fun.
It is. It's a nice setup that they got going on over there. First of all, picture this, man. You buy the tickets, you get a nice dinner, you go see some fights. Casino's right next door.
Yep.
Dude, you can have a good night there. You have a good night, in my opinion, man. We are excited to see how that goes out for them. But before that even happens, man, let's talk about PFL a little bit.
Yeah.
Because that is April 11th. That's 27 days out.
27 days out.
27 days
27
out.
days out.
What's it like when you got that call? Were you training? Did you get it through your manager? Did you get it through your coach? You know, how'd that go? How'd that happen?
So Jesse Nunez, man, who I was fighting for EFN, ended up talking to PFL, and I guess they were looking around for some local talent. And I guess he showed them my profile.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know, this guy's #1 in the state of Indiana. I'm in the top. I think I'm in the top 4 right now for pound in the state, and as a professional MMA fighter. And then I'm top 25 welterweights in the Midwest.
Okay.
And top 100 in North America.
Nice.
So he showed them my profile. He was telling them that they wouldn't be disappointed. So I guess they did their research, did their homework, and then they decided to put me on the card to make my PFL debut.
Man, that's fire.
And
Yep.
here we go, man. What I've
Hey,
been working for.
just like EFN, PFL sets up real nice
Oh, yeah.
when they're here.
Oh,
we
man.
we had a chance to go.
We went last year in June.
last year. Amazing. Shout out to them for coming around. They've been coming around consistently too.
Did you guys
Yeah.
catch their last Abu Dhabi card?
I didn't catch the last Abu
Dude, I
Dhabi
was
card.
watching, man.
Yeah.
Some banger
They
fights.
got some
They had,
good fighters there,
yeah.
man.
They had Wonder Magomedov. He retained his title. They had the 170 title with the one guy from Russia and the one guy from Dagestan,
Yeah.
Kirk Magomedov, I think is how you pronounce his name. He won the title from American Top Team. It was an awesome card, man. All the fights were bangers.
Those are some legit guys,
Yeah, they got some
man.
really good
But
fighters.
just like how legit they are, so are you, man.
Yeah,
like,
man. I'm ready. I'm ready to show that I belong. And
Nah, I know you
I'm
will.
not here to participate either. I'm here to take over.
You take over,
So,
he said. Yeah,
yeah.
Conor McGregor style.
It's
That's
gonna
it, man.
be
I'm here to
a
take
good
over.
fight. I'm excited to see it. I'm excited
Yeah.
to go. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah.
And with that being said, how are you preparing for this PFL debut? How are you eating? How are you sleeping? What's the training regimen? What's that like?
So my training regimen and everything else is, I don't really like to change anything up that doesn't work. But I will say the one thing that I did do is I cut back on my job.
Okay.
I cut back on my clients, and I cut back on teaching classes because my regimen every week is very hard. Like, I wake up at like 5 a.m. I drive 40 minutes to go to work. I have personal training classes, go train, come back, knock out another 2 personal training sessions, go train. Because I'm like the man of my house. Like, I got to pay bills.
Yep.
But now, like, I've kind of like put myself in a better position financially to kind of just focus on my training. So instead of cutting out work for like 2 weeks before the fight or the week before the fight, I've really slowed down my schedule for the whole like 7.5, 8 week camp.
Good.
Yeah, it's good.
That's about the best way to go about it.
This is what I've been working for like my whole lifetime.
Yeah.
You know, to be a professional athlete, and then ever since I've been at Maxim, like, this was the goal, to make it to the biggest stage in the world. And now that I'm on PFL, I'm finally here, and I'm not gonna let this opportunity slip from my grasp. You know.
It's exciting, man.
It is. It's exciting too, because Jesse had messaged us and told us that, hey, we have a fighter who's going to be fighting PFL. Before the card even got announced it was even coming, he told us about it.
Yeah.
And then we looked it up. I'm like, oh man, like I remember this guy, and it was just like it's good to see you on the card. And then you got like some names. Muhammad Ali grandson is on this card too.
So he's fighting my teammate.
Oh man, okay.
Yeah, he's fighting my teammate Dash Harris. He's
okay, we'll make sure we shout him out too.
One of my main guys. Shout out to my boy Dash. He was an amateur prospect coming up. He moved to Indiana from Michigan.
Okay.
He came to cross train one time, and I was like, "Hey Dash, you know, why don't you make the move out here, man? Like, I don't know if you got any ties that make you want to stay in Michigan."
Yeah.
And he didn't at that time. I was like, "Move here, and I promise, you know, me and you will ride it out. You know, you'll get close with the rest of the team, and we'll make it somewhere." And sure enough, we're both going to make our PFL debut. And this kid's only 21 years old.
Oh man, young,
that's
too.
young.
Yeah.
This kid's only 21 years old. And he's 2-0 as a pro. And both of his professional fights were EFM. And he won by KO in the first one. And then second one was like a unanimous decision. So they weren't just like skids. He dominated.
It's gonna be exciting to see him in a cage.
Yep, it is. It is. They do a great job at curating fights, setting up matchups, and I'm just know that your fight, his fight, all the fights gonna be exciting.
Yeah.
If you get a chance, make sure to follow. Well, I'm gonna say it again, man. Go to his page, grab that link, buy those tickets, man. Be there. We'll be there. Last year we were out there outside.
We was out there passing out flyers.
Yes, sir.
Interacting with the crowd. Everyone was excited. Leon Edwards' brother was on that card. Fun fact: Leon Edwards was staying.
He's fighting next weekend.
He was staying in my apartment
in
building.
Spain.
Yes,
PFL. He's fighting for the 185 title. That's gonna be a banger.
He was staying upstairs to me in my condo in the Airbnb. I was taking the trash out. I'm like, man, I like Leon Edwards, and it was actually him. I sent Marco a picture. I was like, guess who's standing upstairs with me? And like, it was him. So it was cool to see him there, but also see the fight, go to PFL, and enjoy it. So that was pretty cool too.
Yeah. Well, speaking of different fighters, man, do you have a favorite fighter right now that you sort of really study, look at, follow, etc.?
Man, I love to watch Alexander Volkanovski.
Oh man,
Volk's.
And
he's still doing it too, man.
He's still doing it. He's still doing his thing.
Yeah. Diego Lopez was no joke, man.
Level.
Diego Lopez was no
and to
joke.
beat him twice, to beat Holloway twice.
Three times Holloway, wasn't it? Three times Holloway?
Three times.
Three times.
I mean, how hard is it to beat somebody twice?
Yep.
Because they usually have like an answer for the first time, and then usually, you know, if it goes 1-1, then you have a third fight, then it's a toss-up. But it's just like, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, you know, my opinion, the first Volk versus Khabib fight, I'll have to go back and rewatch it after I say this, but I had Volk winning that fight.
I don't think you're not.
Maybe
you're not saying anything crazy.
I don't think you're
maybe I'm biased.
You're not saying anything crazy, man. That fight, he ended the fight on top, like controlling.
Ended the fight on top, and I just felt like when Islam took his back, like he wasn't doing any damage. He wasn't trying to advance the position. It looked like he was tired, and he was just trying to hold him there. And I think Volk knocked him down in the first fight, right?
Yeah, but at that time, I think they're trying to push him out there. Everybody probably gave him the win. We trying to put this our next.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It wasn't like they stole the fight. It was neck and neck.
It was a close
in my
fight.
opinion, I thought he won.
I personally also think Volk did enough that first time around to get the W, to get the nod. And the second fight around, just a little unlucky. It can happen to anybody. And anybody can get cracked, and then that's just how the sport goes.
Granted, but I'm probably a little biased. He is got some Greek descent in him, so
makes sense. Makes sense.
But
crazy.
Understandable.
He started in rugby. He weighed like 100 pounds more and stuff like that.
Hair.
If you go back and look at his tap card from like the weight class that he started at, I think he was like 205. Then he goes to middleweight, then he goes to welter, and then he worked all his way down to 45. That's insane.
It's crazy. What's crazy with Volk is that he has such a high fan base of cooking with Volk. The running joke is people are like, wow, the cooking with Volk guy does fights. They didn't know. So it's like,
and then you got the old man persona he does on like his interviews
he does
and
keep
stuff.
things interesting.
Yeah, he makes it
for
good.
sure. That's a great fighter to say he's doing.
Currently, I like watching Volk because he's kind of like, he's not the tallest guy, but he's got longer reach. So I'm not the tallest guy either for my weight class. I'm not sure, but I'm not the tallest guy. But I feel like my reach is kind of long for like my body stature. So it's interesting watching him go against guys that are a little bit taller than him, and how he's got like that lower center of gravity, but he's still got like a reach. So I kind of like take some stuff from him. Growing up, Vitor Belfort, man. Vitor Belfort. Watching him at 21 years old with Carlson Gracie Sr. in his corner. And, ever since I've been going to my gym, because I was a history major in college. So one thing I love to do is research.
Yeah, of course.
Which is why, like, I was stuck on YouTube, like, watching hours, like, on the weekends of, like, fights. And just that whole Carlson Gracie legacy, man. Which is kind of my background, and I just wanna be like the re-embodiment of that again. Because I feel like people don't really understand when Carlson Gracie Sr. had his team. Those were like, it was the most dominant force in MMA. I mean, how many? I think they had like 3 first-time UFC champions. You know what I'm saying? And then I actually did a seminar with Ricardo Laborio when I was a blue belt. And he really like hit me hard with his impact just from meeting him that one time. And every once in a while, I'll shoot him a message. But even Jose Aldo's head coach came from Carlson Gracie. So just kind of re-embodying that and seeing Vitor Belfort at 21 years old smoking Tank Abbott. Like, that is the one image in my head. Like, Carlson Gracie black belt, but he's throwing these crazy hands across the ring.
It's impressive when a fighter, that they got good ground game. You're scared of their ground game, right? You don't want to get dropped. You don't want to get taken down. But their hands, man, when they got bricks for hands, it's just different.
Because you can lose the whole fight, and when you get hit with that one punch, it's over.
Bro, Cole Cervantes, one of our guys. Last at EFN, he's got a great ground game. First round knockout.
Fakes the shot, overhand right.
That's what happens.
It's what happens in the sport. You protect yourself at all times. But the Gracie family, they started a wave, man. They branched out and they're all over the world, and they're definitely they're making home gyms all over the place that are sort of creating and developing all these amazing fighters. It's just a staple in the sport. There's no other way to put it.
For sure.
GSP too, man. I didn't
Joseph,
have as much of an appreciation for him when I was younger because I didn't really understand the sport when I was. But now, like, I watched all his fights from then till now, and now I have a deep appreciation for him because he will find a way to win instead of forcing a way to win. He's going to go ahead and capitalize on his opponent's weakness, which is how I try to build my strategy around.
GSP, I saw recently, he was discussing sort of like this idea of fights, and what you pictured it. When he first lost, he said that he was nervous. He didn't want to look him in the eye. He didn't want to look his opponent in the eye, and he said that he wasn't ready for that fight because he essentially said that he was scared. And then you realize you're always going to be scared.
You're
always going to be scared of what's going to happen next. It's just more so how you how you handle that situation. How do you? And I'm assuming like at any moment the fight can change. Any moment something can go crazy.
Yeah.
And you just gotta center yourself, make sure you know your game plan, and keep it moving. So that quote that he said was amazing. You know, when he sort of brought up that idea, like you're talking about one of the GOATs. He's admitting that he was scared. I'm like, yeah, that's the reality of it.
Humility, man.
Yeah.
Humbleness, like
Exactly.
but that. That's the truth, though.
Yep.
Everybody can sit up here and say this and that, but you know, you get butterflies. You always think about the what ifs.
Yeah, that's how
you know
my parlay don't hit. I'll be like, damn, this shit ain't working. Close it out. It ain't working.
I had to put those apps away, man.
Yeah,
It was just
it's not
taking my money at a certain point.
Hey, you know, it happens. But
One time we did a Finance Chicago parlay. We were like, yeah, this is what we got.
Yeah.
Lost in the first leg.
the first,
Oh my god,
the
bro.
first one we lost.
My homies were hitting me up and like, what, bro? What are you doing? I'm like, you know what? Never again.
Yeah, I'll never do it again. First round was like, yeah, we lost it already. Yeah, so betting is, that's how I be feeling my parlays don't have. I be nervous, they'll be fighting, I'll be like, damn, you about to lose.
Yeah. Well, the sport's so unpredictable,
Yeah,
man.
it is.
The sport's so
anything
unpredictable.
can happen at any split second.
Last weekend, they were saying Max Holloway was going to take that fight off Oliveira just straight up by you know brute force and hands. And what
Yeah.
happened, man? He got taken
He
to
got
the ground.
outworked.
The
got outworked.
sport can do anything. It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
So I got a off the record question because Fight Night Chicago podcast, we exclusive. What is going to be your walkout song for PFL? You thought about that yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we already had to send that in. As soon as I got the call from PFL, I didn't really have a lot of time to like kind of think about it. But you know, I really want to get my brand out there. I really want to get my name out there.
Okay.
What it means, like V300.
Okay.
You know, and so my coach gave me the nickname 300
Yep.
off the movie 300 Spartans.
Crazy nickname.
Man, that's fire nickname.
So,
Fire.
because like no matter what, I would just like I never gave up. You know, like if I'm losing in the practice room, I just don't stop. You know, I just even if I'm losing badly or I'm getting handled, like giving up is not something that I do. You know, so he just gave me that nickname, and then 300. Honestly, it's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
It's like a graphic novel, but it's like rated R. It's somewhat historical.
Yeah, of
I'm a
course.
history major. So I'm coming out to return as a king, and that's when like Leonidas comes back from doing the Agogi training, where like in Sparta they sent you out at 7 years old, and you can't come back until you do your training and you complete all these tasks. And I don't know if you guys remember when he kills the wolf and then he comes back in the fur coat, and then his father passes, and then it's his turn to take over the kingdom of Sparta. And that song where he's like bowing and then they crown him as king, that's what I'm coming out to.
That's badass, man.
It's gonna be a badass song.
That's a badass
I'm excited
song.
to see it. We're gonna be there. I'm gonna get some good footage, so it's gonna be good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen, when we go to all the events, man, we highlight all the events that are happening. We highlight EFN, PFL, boxing, MMA events, local Chicago events. Just make sure you follow us, Fight Night Chicago podcast. Young Love Stancino over here, Gracie, you know, great connections over
Shout
here
out
with
Gracie.
her.
Shout out Miguel.
Miguel,
Shout out now you behind the camera.
Yes, sir. Cameraman. We can't do anything without our team, man. Just how you set up your team. We know, understand. We also have Carmelita Investigates. She set up. You'll see back one of the flyers.
Shout out Angie. Put the fighter out for fire card. Got the name. Got the event. So it's big time. So
Man,
shout out everybody.
Like just like I was talking to Gracie, just like I was talking to you guys before we started. Like I was already watching you guys before we even came in contact. So you guys are really putting out content out there, and you guys are getting fighters like me out there. And you know, I appreciate it.
No, we
and
thank you
I'm
for that.
pretty sure
It's what we
everybody
do,
you guys
man.
are
It's what we
highlighting
want to do.
appreciates it,
You
know?
are the one getting in there and honestly, like going through everything, because you're not just in the fight for you know 20 minutes, 15 minutes, however long it is. You're training 7 weeks. Your camp.
Yeah, it's about 7.5 weeks.
7.5 week camp, 8 week camp. You're doing this for life. You are invested. The least we can do is highlight you guys,
of
man.
course, yeah.
Because I spar once every 3 months. Like I'm not one of these, you know.
Yeah.
But these fighters are crazy. These fighters,
Yeah.
you guys put in the work, and we just want to make sure that everybody knows it, man. Because it's just different when you're live and in
And
person.
especially MMA, because I know Ananya does it too. You do MMA, right? It's hard. It's tough.
Yep.
And it's tough to get in there, and it's tough to like compete for stuff like that because You have to have the mental for that stuff too.
You get punched in the face.
That's my thing.
You can't
I
even
can't get hit in the face. I'm sorry.
You can't breathe because it's been 10 minutes and you get punched in the face and you gotta keep going. Crazy.
Yeah. Then you gotta shake his hand after like this fight. Like you cut.
Well, dude, that's the thing, man. You got so much appreciation for the other guy. And I've had so many people tell me it's like the weirdest social phenomenon. Like these people are killing each other, and then after they're hugging each other, getting a beer after. It's just like
it's an appreciation.
You gotta understand. It's hard to explain.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
I don't even. I don't even know how to explain. It's not a street fight.
Yeah.
Nope.
You know, it's a respect the combatants in the sport.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So
people will complain about MMA fights where they're on the floor the whole time.
It's part of the sport,
bro. 200. You're holding a 200-pound man down.
Yeah, it's part of the sport.
For like 10 minutes straight, 15 minutes straight.
My son headbutted me, so I know I'm mad at something else.
You know, like people are complaining about the BMF fight, right?
Yeah,
like saying but dude, it's like if Oliveira stood up the whole time and fought with ego like he has in the past, like we've seen it.
Yeah, he would have got knocked out.
He got killed.
He gets.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like
he got knocked out.
You're a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt from Brazil. Like, why wouldn't you use your strength? You know what I'm saying? And you know, the people who complain about that stuff, they're purely fans because I guarantee you they've never been in a wrestling room or a jiu-jitsu room. Like you say it's boring, like cuddling this and that. Go see if you could do it.
Yeah, everybody wants that big knockout.
Protecting yourself at all times on the ground too, man. You can get a heel hook, you can get choked out, you can get an arm bar, you can do all these crazy things.
And then think about like from the self-defense aspect.
Yeah,
if you're out and about and somebody attacks you, sometimes like the law doesn't view it the way that it happened, and you can get in big trouble. But if I sit there and I hold this person down until the cops come, you know what I'm saying? I'm not getting in trouble. I restrain this person from getting up on top and inflicting damage, and I didn't even have to inflict damage on him. I just held him down.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? So I think there's like a huge misconception, and people who are just purely fans and downplay, you know, if you think about it, man, from like the Roman Colosseum, we really haven't changed as humans. You know, everybody wants to see the blood. Everybody wants to see the thumbs down. You know what I'm saying? But like, there's so much more to combat sports.
It's
than
a real
just
art.
blood and guts and violence. It's about skill, humility, discipline. Putting in the hours of training, you're learning not just one discipline. You got to learn like at least 3 or 4 if you want to be good.
You train 8 weeks for a specific fight style, and then that person changes it up. You got 10 minutes to figure that out now. It's a puzzle now. It's impressive when you see these things happen live. It happens in boxing all the time with traps and high level IQ. You got fighters like Tank and Canelo that will sort of download data, lose those early rounds, and just sort of take over after that. And it's pretty impressive when that happens. It really is. Talk about impressive, man. Career highlights. What would you say in your mind? You're thinking about something in your head, and you're like, "This is one of those moments that's just burned in your brain." What is that for you?
Probably my last fight in June. Not this one that just happened. The one prior to that. Okay. That was a big one for me, man. It was a 5-round professional fight. For EFN. We fought at the Hammond Civic Center, which full circle moment. That's where I made my amateur debut. Hammond Civic Center. And I was going against Tyler Scott, who was the #1 welterweight in Indiana at the time. And he is the one who beat me as an amateur for the EFN amateur title when I made my amateur debut. When I made my debut for EFN as an amateur. Also, I'm coming off my first pro loss. So I'm coming off my first pro loss. It's the former EFN champ versus the current EFN champ, and my first loss prior to that was the first time I've ever been finished in a fight.
Oh, wow, okay.
Ended up getting caught. It was in round 2. I believe I was winning the fight. My opponent missed weight by 2 pounds. I still took the fight. Might have not been the smartest decision that I made, but I wanted the challenge, and I felt like I was ready, and I tried to fight with my ego that day, and I ended up learning a valuable lesson. Stick to the game plan. Don't go out of the game plan. Listen to your coaches. Don't fight with ego. You know what I mean? So that was like a very big me versus me moment.
Yeah.
Going against someone who beat me prior, who was the number one ranked welterweight in the state of Indiana. And then he was the former champ and I was the current champ, but we never faced off because he had moved on and came back. He went to LFA, came back. And the fight where I suffered my first professional loss, he fought on that card as well and got like a first round knockout.
Yeah, two different, views of the same night, definitely.
So it was like definitely a lot of pressure on me. A lot of people, I bet, counted me out, and we went 5 rounds, and I got cut open in the second. From an elbow on the ground. I was on top, ground and pound, and I thought there's 10 seconds left. I'm not going to go for a sub here. I'm just going to keep getting some more punches, and he's laying on his side, and all of a sudden just hits me with this crazy elbow from laying down, and I didn't even realize I was bleeding until I stood up, and I saw I was like, shit. I was like, I hope they don't call the fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then the ref comes up to check me out. I'm like, it's not in my vision.
Yeah, I'm good.
Like, I'm good. Like, I already started preparing myself. Like, okay, I got to frame this to where I'm fine.
Yep.
I got to look fine.
As you're bleeding.
As I'm bleeding. Yeah.
So the canvas turns into a pool, bro.
Wow.
This is like the end of the second.
Oh, man.
So we fought for 25 minutes in a pool of blood.
That's a war.
If you look at my face, like I have a picture of me on my knees after winning, and my face is covered in blood. It looks like a horror movie.
Yeah.
Just from a little cut on my eyebrow. And it literally looks like Texas Chainsaw Massacre on my face from a little cut from the elbow. And that was just like my big moment, man, because I'm coming off from somebody that beat me prior, who's been calling me out for years after that. And then, just to finally settle the score, coming off my first loss, beating the number one guy in the state, fighting in front of everybody that I love.
Yeah.
That it was like a lot of pressure, and just to come out on top and get that dub and claim the number one spot in Indiana, no questions asked. It was that's probably my biggest moment, man.
And the fact you were so detailed about it lets us know that that's definitely a good career moment right there.
That's real, dude.
That's real.
Second
About that a lot.
round. The doctors are coming out. The doctors already want to stop the fight. That's how they're trying to protect you.
Even my coaches are sweating, man. They were sweating more than me.
Yeah.
Like looking at my cut and they're like, I'm like,
you knew how bad it was, but just from the visual perspective, it gets crazy.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
But we'll see if we can pull that footage up.
Yeah, we've got to find that footage
because it sounds like a crazy
definitely
moment.
the photo he was talking about too.
a lot of clips on that are on a highlight tape on my Instagram, made from the Milkman. I don't know if you guys ever seen the Milkman stuff.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Milkman.
Yeah.
He's made
sir.
I think
he's made some dope highlights,
recently.
man.
Yep.
So
Awesome.
shout out to the Milkman.
Make sure you follow everybody. You got to follow.
V300. Give me a follow. Give Fight Night Chicago a follow, man. They're really putting us on the map. If you guys want to see some good MMA content, if you're in the Chicago, Northwest Indiana area, give a follow to Gracie and Carmelita, who makes the fight cards. Like, they're doing great stuff for us out here. Also, events. If you don't know where to watch the fight and you want to get out of the house, give Gracie a follow. What's Gracie's Instagram?
Young Lust on Scene.
Young Lust
We'll put it
on
on the
Scene.
bottom.
Yep.
Young Lust on Scene. Okay. Give her a follow. She'll keep you in tune of all the stuff happening in the city.
Sir.
Northwest Indiana peeps. The city's not that far if you want to go somewhere and enjoy yourself for the fights.
Yep. How many bars hit you up for these fights now, man?
Oh man,
20?
over 50.
50.
It's gotten a bit longer now since it's UFC is on Paramount now, so more people are showing it now.
Yep.
A little bit cheaper to show the pay-per-view, so it's like over 50 now.
But if you want to come to the house of like the home of main events, the home of fights, the home of where to watch these fights, you come to Standard.
Standard Bar.
Hey,
two
Standard
levels.
Bar, I'll tell you what. Just walking down the street, I could tell. When I passed it looking for parking, I was like, "Oh man."
Yeah.
It's
No, they're
like-
legit here, man. The
streets clean. There's all kinds of business. I couldn't find I had to park behind. Luckily, I found one behind the building. I went up and down the street 3 times, but I wanted to get here early just so I can kind of check it out, the area. And Standard Bars, I like it.
No,
food's
two levels,
amazing.
Food's amazing. VIP.
Full bar. plenty of space in here to watch the fights. And you're not gonna feel like a sardine stuck in here. But yeah, give everybody a follow and keep in touch with the events going on.
And we appreciate that too. Appreciate your shout outs to Vote Energy.
Yes, sir.
Shout out Vote Energy. Vote Energy has 3 great flavors: blueberry, yellow, and dark energy. So if you need any energy around, just shout out Vote Energy. But also shout out to Green Line Electric LLC. I know his son just fought and Golden Glove, so shout out Green Line Electric. We'll be at the next one for sure. So a couple of questions before we get up out of here. Just 2 more questions. What are your goals now? Since you got PFL coming up April 11th. Don't forget, April 11th, PFL.
Yes, sir.
Chicago, Wintrust Arena. Don't miss out. We got 300 going to be there. We're going to be there. It's going to be a good time.
Live fights, man. Live fights. I can't. I'm gonna keep saying it, man. It's just different.
Yeah.
It's just different. It's fun. You get a couple friends, get a couple of your boys, a couple of your girls, get a couple of drinks, and just have a good time.
Just come check it out. What's your goals going forward for PFL? Is PFL something you want to stay with? Is it UFC? Is you want to continue doing EFN? What's your goals going forward now since you made PFL?
Going forward, I would love to stick with PFL.
Okay.
I'm hoping after this fight, I'm gonna put on the performance of my life.
Yeah, when you win,
when I win, I'm gonna put on the performance of my life. I already know what I'm bringing to the table, and like I said earlier, I'm not here to participate. I'm here to take over. So going forward, PFL.
Okay.
And then live out a contract with PFL. Take it from there. Go until my prime. You know what I'm saying? And whenever they may be, God willing, it lasts long.
Yep.
And I feel good. So,
for sure.
34 years old, I feel like I'm in my prime, and I'm just getting better and better. Now that I'm in PFL, and I've kind of put myself in a financial position just from working as a trainer and building up my clientele, I can kind of focus a little bit more on my training.
Yeah.
And then after that, I want to kind of get into which I'm building up now, but it's more in the shadows, just like my brand.
Okay,
and not just so much apparel. It's just more like a lifestyle, kind of like a way of living. V3.
I like
so.
that.
Valanti 300 Atsas is my fight nickname, but V3 is like a motto of something that I want to push forward.
Yeah.
And it's not just like, a lot of fighters, when you ask them like, what are you going to do? Oh, I'm going to open up a gym. Like, not saying that might not be a possibility. I may open up a gym sometime in the future, but I want to kind of pass down like a methodology of V3, which V300 is my nickname, but V3 stands for, it's an acronym for 3 V's, and that is vision, virtue, and victory.
Like that.
That's
like
nice.
That.
Okay, so
that's nice.
First things first, you need to have a vision of what you want to do in life, what you want to leave back onto this world once you're gone, and how you see yourself going forward in your future. And this could relate to anything. It doesn't have to just be fighting. It could be, having a vision and whatever it is that you want to accomplish.
Yeah.
And then virtue is your standards. Like, having virtue means having discipline, always being accountable, having good character.
Yep.
So that, from your vision, you carry virtue, and that's going to lead you into your victory, which is your end goal of, achieving all your goals that you wanted to in the first place.
Yeah.
So that's just like a little intro of my plans going forward. But it's not just like a clothing brand or anything like that. I want to pass down a movement.
Yeah,
because, of course, I want to be known as being a legendary fighter.
Yeah.
But I want more to people to remember me for being a good person.
For sure.
Being God-fearing, just, being outright having good character. And that's just kind of what the V3 movement represents.
I like that.
You can get that right off the bat off your character. This is the first time we really talked. You could totally see that's how you sort of live by. You're very humble. You're a very nice person. If you see him at an event, I'm sure you just welcome anybody that goes up to you.
Of course.
And that's something beautiful to see, man. Because you are getting these opportunities that are yours and earned, and it's going to the right people, man. That's at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
man.
I can only see V3 just going up from there.
And nothing's luck, man. Everything from me is God given. You know, I thank God every day, and through my hard work, like, you know, everything's just been hard work.
Yeah.
And just kind of like, I had the vision. I try to live with virtue every day, and I still need to get better. I still need to do better.
Yep.
And then, you know, at the end of the finish line, I will have victory. You know what I'm saying? God willing.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be big at this next PFL event.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys don't miss it. PFL is coming to Chicago again. You just can't miss it. You can't miss it.
Wintrust Arena. Make sure you're there.
Wintrust.
You're not going to want to miss this. I promise you.
Not at all.
With that, man, let's close it off. But first of all, thank you for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
This is going to be a great way to sort of branch out and see a lot more people that are going to see you in the Chicagoland area and Midwest. Any message you want to pass on to them, for people who are just now discovering you? What do you want them to know about you? I feel like you did that all throughout this conversation, but all you, man. Whatever you want to say is all you.
I'm just a regular, hardworking, blue-collar person, just like most of you guys watching. And I stayed with it, and I've been working on this over half my lifetime, trying to be a professional athlete, and then choosing MMA for pushing 15 years now. Anything you want to do, you could do it. Don't listen to anybody else. You're on your own clock, and just keep pushing forward, work hard, and I promise you can accomplish anything you want to accomplish.
That's beautiful, man.
That's a great message. Everybody, I'm going to keep saying it again. PFL, April 11th. Again, it's my sister's birthday, so I'm going to keep saying it. But April 11th, PFL, Wintrust Arena. Make sure you guys follow V3 on Instagram. We put all those Instagrams at the bottom.
Yes,
Make
sir.
sure you follow Fighting at Chicago, Fighting at Chicago podcast. Follow Young Lust on Scene. Follow KI Investigates. Martinez Photography. Follow everybody.
Standard Bar and Grill.
Follow Standard Bar and Grill
Standard
for sure.
Bar
The
and
number
Grill.
one combat sports bar in Chicago, showing all the fights from UFC, boxing, WWE, whatever you want, even sports, even the basketball, football,
Yes, sir.
everything. Follow Standard Bar and Grill, 2 floors, nonstop action.
Yes, sir. With that in mind, we hope to see you guys at April 11th. We'll say how many times we say today? 10? 20?
Probably like 20 times, but we'll say one last time we get up out of here. April 11th, PFL, Wintrust Arena. Follow Fighting at Chicago podcast. The episode will be up soon. Make sure you guys follow V3. Shout out to you guys. Peace out.
Peace.